Steve, I need to see your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASRA Cup Series here in Japan at the Twin Ring Motegi Racetrack. Brought to you by Sim Motion 200. This is going to be a day race, 134 laps, 4 sets of tires. Stage 1's going to be at 35 laps. Stage 2 is going to be at 75 laps. These guys are in qualifying. Right now, we've got a big field. Steve, we are in Japan. This is going to be a fun race. Very interesting to see all these guys here. What are your thoughts? Yeah, big field too. I mean, we got so many drivers coming out here. Gonna really be put to the test because this track is not easy, especially for drivers that haven't been out here putting in the time, because guess what? A lot of these drivers, this is all new to them. This might be their first time racing on this track, and that's gonna be fun to watch these drivers attack this track and try to figure it out early on. But man, still some good times as we're looking at qualifying. Number 91, he's got the pole right now, 36.52. 26, he's in second with the 36.52. They're tied, 1 and 2. Number 4, Woodruff, 36.68. And Real, he's in fourth. That number 11 car, 36.71. So good time so far. Let's see what these drivers are capable of doing. 134 laps, Steve. It's going to be a long race because this track, it's a big track. It's different. It's got different feels. 1 and 2 is going to be a long corner, and then 3 and 4, I think that's where we're going to see all the action. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of passing on the inside taking place. But man, it's hard to say. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be tough, man. I mean, turns 1 and 2 are just so wide and so deep. There's just so much you can do in that right there. It's kind of a 1-lane track, but the outside lane may work, especially if you take a longer, deeper turn one entry, maybe use that apex later in the race or later in that turn, and then come out of it straighter. We'll see some dive bombs, I think, in turn one especially, but also too stage 3 and 4, turns 3 and 4. For me, they kind of have like that Phoenix feel, where it's really kind of, you know, hard braking, but it's kind of a quick turn. I think we may also see the high line work a little bit in 3 and 4, maybe later in the race as the you know, track gets gripped up. So we'll see for sure. We'll definitely ride on board a couple of these drivers, and we'll watch on hand. As I'll tell you what, this place Emory is going to be a lot of fun. Right now, Villalobos getting a little shaky after turn 4, but looking pretty good still.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if these drivers, what they're going to be doing, because there's a couple ways of doing this track. 1 and 2 is fairly easy. 3 and 4, some guys may be shifting down to 4th, all the way down to 3rd is what I've seen in practice. So a lot of different takes, a lot of different ways to run this track. I'll also tell you this, man, that outside wall, it's easy to hit because you get too much speed, your car's going to drift up. And man, if you get on the gas too early coming out of these corners, you will see it happen. But we thought we were going to have some issues at Rockingham. That was a challenging track. Again, this track's challenging as well. And guess what? Rockingham was one of our best races of the year. Let's see if these guys can do it again today, as we're seeing another car get a little bit loose. That's Nick Light subbing in for Josh Larson at 51. Man, one driver who won last week, that's Brandon Six. I'll tell you that. He's quick here today, and he'll come out here and see if he can get the pole in that 66.
He definitely is fast, but I mean, right now, Donnie Honeycutt, these Honeycutt family, man, these guys looked really, really quick in practice just a second ago. So watch out for them to have a really good season, obviously, and a race. DJ Honeycutt has been having just an awesome season. And his father right now, Donnie Honeycutt, on the board, P4 so far. So love to see that.
All 3 of them up there in the top 10 as well. You're right. Number 22, he's P4, 36.60. Up there in the top 5. Let's see if he can stay there. Honeycutt, guys, that family, I'll tell you what, they are practicing nonstop, all in together, kind of giving each other information back and forth and trying to figure out what works best for them. And it's kind of paying off. Some of these drivers are in that top 10. They're in that top 5 hunt, and it's going to be fun to see what these drivers end up for playoffs at the end of the season. Right now, we're looking at that number 8 car on the track. See what times he can put out here.
Looking pretty good. I'll tell you what, one more driver who was quick in the field was Richard Woodruff, already back in the pits. But he was one of the guys that I think is going to be pretty good tonight. Watch out for that. One thing too, Emory, that we'll see a lot of it tonight is that, hey, listen, short run speed is great, but long runs here are going to be absolutely instrumental to how you do in this race. The track kind of gets tight. I'm not going to lie, on the exit turn 2 especially. Turn 4 feels pretty good. Did some testing myself, and this setup is definitely unique. We'll see how they can handle it. Right now, also Brandon Six on track. As you mentioned it, hey, out again for some revenge this season. What can he do on this first lap? Takes the outside lane, going to get that great momentum out of turn 4. What's he have for
Brandon
us?
Six doing a great job this season, coming out so strong. See if he can get the pole here at Twin Ring. Tough track, but I tell you, one guy that can save tires all day long, this is this number 6 of Brandon Six. And I think that's going to be key to these races. You don't want to burn them up. I really think we're going to have some long runs here. But we're looking at Brandon Six on the outside, going to take this next turn, 3 and 4, see how he does. I believe he's going to shift down into 4th. Keeps it real tight in the inside. Now this is key, Steve. When you get back on the throttle, can't go too late. You can't go too early. It's got to be perfectly timed, as he's now going to cross the line. Let's see if he does get the pole. As he does. 36.27 right now, your leader, Brandon Six, Steve. Look at him out there.
There you saw it. Pole sitter right now, but still like about a minute left to go in qualifying, and Jamie Graham is on the track right now too. What does he have for Brandon Six? Currently 19th place. Still has that one more lap to go. Solid effort. Yeah, right there, 3 and 4. You kind of saw it. 3 and 4 for me, at least. Turn 3, getting into turn 3 feels a lot like Phoenix in a way. But then on the exit, it feels a lot like Gateway, turn 4. Just very, very fluid, and you come out of that corner feeling pretty good. It's really not that tight. It's kind of loose in a way, off the corner. Pretty satisfying to come off turn 4 here, but Jamie Graham coming around one more lap. Can he better that 19th place? Yes, he can. P4 for Jamie Graham, 36.53. Awesome job.
Getting up there in the top 5. 6 now is your pole still. Number 91's in second. 26, Merker's in third. Graham's, he's in fourth. And Kenny Real, that number 11, he's in fifth. That's your top 5 as it sits. Qualifying's coming to an end here shortly. We are going to go racing. We got a long race, 134 laps, Steve. Stage 1's at 35. Stage 2's at 75. This race is brought to you by SimMotion, proud sponsor. Go check them out. If you haven't checked them out, if you're looking for a trusted source in the U.S. to buy your sim racing gear, check out SimMotion. SimMotion is managed by sim racers who have been part of this community since the 90s. They carry brands like SimMagic, Moza, Huskenveld, and even have their own aluminum chassis. Visit them at simmotion.com for a free consultation and use a promo code ASRA to get 5% off your order. Qualifying's coming to an end, Steve. We are about to go gridding up another fantastic race. I believe this is race number 9. This season is just flying by. Before you know it, we are going to be in playoffs. But before that, we got to get some racing done here in Japan.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a lot of fun right now. These drivers coming on the pit road right here. We'll go through our grid right as they come on to the track. Love this, man. Hey, big crowd. We mentioned it. 29 cars today on the track. We love that. For racing across the pond, as they say in Japan, going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, big shout out to everybody at home. Race Day Live. We got 28 viewers. We got a big show tonight, Steve. This is fantastic to see all these drivers, see everybody tuning in, and let's go through the grid. We got one more driving popping up. We need 6 out there, and we'll get the grid lined up.
Yes, sir. A bunch of guys popping in. We'll start off right now. Brandon 6, obviously on the pole. Good luck, or good job to him. Here he is on track in that number 66 Battle Beaver machine, looking good. P2 going to be Merrick Watchhorn coming back right now, looking great. At 91, awesome job rolling off P2. Devin Smirker, P3 in the All Things Go podcast, Babyface Fabrication. You'll see a lot more of them later on in the season, sponsoring a few races. Love that. Big thanks to them for that. Jamie Graham rolling off P4, looking good. Kenny Real, P5. Donnie Honeycutt, P6 in that 22 Cabela's, looking great. Joseph Mealy rolling off P7 in that 39 MB roofing machine. DJ Honeycutt, again, great season so far. What can you do today with these boys here of the Cup Series? P8. Richard Woodruff, 9th place, rolling off. Awesome effort right there out of Flagstaff, Arizona, excuse me. Tyler Honeycutt rolling off P9. Anthony Williams, 11th place. Teammate Nick Biddy in P12 right there. From Dawsonville, Georgia. Love that. Jonathan Wright, P13. Matthew Fleming in that Flem Dogs 88. Rolling off P14. Robert Hissong, 15th place. Scott Casorn rolling off 16th. James Kaufman rolling off 17th. Looking good right there. Richard Walsifer, happy to have him back, rolling off P18 on the cover today of the race as well. Love that. Nick Simpson, 19th. Thomas Meeks, 20th. Roger Pierce, 21st place. New cars today, man. Love that. HarpoonDesign.com. Go check it out. Daryl Young Jr. right here, 22nd. Jackson Anderson. Nick Lights subbing in for Joshua Larson in that 51. Marshall Harris rolling off 25th. Julio Villalobos in that 26. Looking good. Brandon Bowie rolling off towards the end, 27th place. And then Matthew Smith rolling up the field in 28th, Emery. Big field today. A lot's going to go down here. Pace car is turning off.
Pace car is off, and we're going to go racing here in Japan. Brandon 6 going to take us away. We got a green flag. He's going to take the inside lane for turn 1 and 2. Steve, they're really locking them up there in 3 and 4, trying to get slowed down so they can make that corner. Caution free. We're still green. Now we got Devin in the 26. He's in that Ford up front early on.
Man, oh man, this is absolutely chaotic right now. Turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are just so different. You get to approach them way differently right now. And you're seeing 4 wide right there out of turn 4 down the front stretch. This is just chaos so far. I love it. Oh, big wreck. Scott Gasorn getting in. Caution's going to be out right here. Major battle. Oh no, Jackson Anderson involved. Just an absolute parking lot here.
Man, oh man, Daryl Young's involved. We got multiple cars here with some damage going on. Caution early, 3 laps in. Hopefully get these cars fixed up, but quite a bit of damage.
Jackson Anderson, unfortunately, really beat up. That's going to be it for his race today. Smoke coming out of the tailpipes there, not good. Donnie Honeycutt, maybe salvageable right there. Car not looking too bad. Let's go back and see if we can track down what happened. But man, that was rough.
That was a gnarly one there. We'll go back and watch the replay and see how that unfolded. Ooh, car came down. Big hit right there. Kenny hitting 2 cars in the wall, comes back down. Man.
Yeah, Donnie Honeycutt maybe thought.
Everybody.
Yeah, Donnie thought, I think he was maybe clear behind the 7 of Gasorn, but just didn't have it. He just wasn't clear. Gets into him, and then man, just creates a big old mess. But hey, that's kind of the nerves, right? Different track, unique track. I mean, it's hard to tell. We'll go back one more time, maybe right on board Donnie Honeycutt, see if we can get a better look at what might be maybe happened there. But tough break for a lot of these cars early. We'll go back a little further so we can see that in action. Man, yeah, just turns left. Not real sure what went on there.
Yeah, Steve, it's not a situation where he got loose or got hit from behind. Just came down and had some contact on a car on the inside. So unfortunate to have this caution come out and involve so many drivers, so many cars. I think Jackson probably got the worst of it, and looks like his day will be done. I believe that motor is blown. So 1 car out, multiple cars with some problems, but I think majority of them will get back out there. 4 laps down. Devin in that 26, he's our leader. Brandon 6 is in 2nd. Number 4 of Woodruff, he's in 3rd. Honeycutt in 3rd, he's 4th. And then number 91, Watchcorn in 5th. Love to see him out here. He wasn't here last week, but man, Merrick in that 91, that Chevy, he's in 5th, top 5. Looking good early on in this race.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, right there, a lot of cars involved. I mean, going back to that real quick, I mean, Daryl Young getting involved doesn't have a lot of damage, some right side damage, but definitely will be able to continue. Matthew Fleming also involved. Not really that bad, though. Don't see any damage really on any side of that car right there, so not too bad. Nick Biddy involved as well. Again, pretty clean. Jackson, though, definitely going to be out of the race with that. Oh, maybe not. Looks like he maybe holds on to it. Has some missing some fenders. Will definitely have some engine damage there, but hey, out there to get those points. What matters sometimes. Matt Smith also involved. So really, Emery, I think you're right. I mean, really, Jackson got the worst of that right there, but tough break.
Yeah, Jackson, I know, was out here putting in some time, really trying to figure out this track, and lap 2 gets involved in a big mess, and he'll probably be staying in the back, just out here to try to gain some more points if he can. Hopefully that motor will last. But hey, right now they are choosing top or bottom line. I think early on, to be comfortable at this track, you want to stay on the inside. I think it's the more favorable. I think it's the easiest line. It's on the outside. It almost looked like we were 3 wide for a second there, Steve. I mean, early on, turns 1 and 2, that was pretty wild to see at a track like this. So these drivers got a lot of work to do to try to see what they can make happen here at Twin Ring, because we've never been here before, and so it's going to bring a lot of action.
Yeah, I mean, again, right, you get a lot of drivers on a track that's brand new. and well, brand new, I guess, in the sense of coming here, right? And you don't know how to really race it because you've never had any kind of gauge to really kind of figure out, hey, how do I get around here, amongst traffic? You can get around here and kind of learn the track, but it really takes a whole lot more to actually, race it in a live race setting. And right there, I think we kind of figured that one out. But right now, still lap 6. Lap 1 ends on lap 35, so still got about a little under 30 laps to go. Stage 1.
Lot of time left. Pace car lights are off. We're going to go back green here shortly. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, though, here for the Cup Series. Admin Box, Units Moving Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, and obviously SimMotion, your sponsor here for this race, the SimMotion 200. Let's see what these guys can do. Brandon 6 and 26 up there, 1 and 2. They're going to try to battle it out. 26 got a good little run on him in 3 and 4. See if he can keep the momentum up. But as the race goes on, tire wear, all that stuff, Steve's going to come into play, and I don't think they really have an idea of how it's going to feel, how that car's going to feel. We just talked about it. We don't race here a lot. This is all new to everybody.
That's right.
We're going to find out here shortly, Steve. Pace car is off. We're going to go green flag racing. We're back live in Japan. Number 26 is going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Brandon 6 on the outside now.
Right here, man, already a battle for P1. Brandon 6, Devin Smacker, what can they do today? Up front. Smacker gets down low right here. It's just a tight corner. Whoa, man, Merrick Watchhorn way into the wall hard. Big contact there for that 91. Not sure that right side fender is going to be any good rest of this race, but man, that was a hard hit. Brakes just failed on him.
I don't think that's the last time we see drivers do that. It's really easy to do, to come in that corner too hot. If you time it wrong, you get back on that throttle too soon, you're going to be in the wall. They got to make the adjustments, and let's see if they can make that happen. 2 by 2. Devin up there, Brandon 6 up there, the number 4. 8 laps down now, Steve.
Yeah, you see it. Brandon 6 ended up clearing Smerker out, so he's in P1 right now, but Devin is right behind him in that 26. Don't count him out. It is early.
Absolutely, and now we're seeing these drivers kind of do some single file racing. A little bit of action in the back here as we're side by side. I think that's the right move. Single file racing, 9 laps down. I think we're going to go for a long run. And number 25, James Coffin, trying to make it work early in that Chevy. He's running that inside lane, trying to make some passes past Daryl Young. Matt Fleming up there too. He's in 17th. Julio in the 78. That Chevy, he's up 10 spots. He's moved up a ton early on in this race. He's up at 16th. Kenny Real, he got some trouble early in that Toyota. He's dropped 10 spots. He's in 15th. Can he make his way back up to the front?
I think he can, Emery. I mean, right now, it's a long race, right? 134 laps. This is a long race. Stage 35, or lap 35 will be the end of this first stage, so plenty of time still left to go. Long track. Right now, Kenny Real getting back to that front. He was involved in that stage 1 incident on lap 3, so right now making a good comeback.
Yeah, one driver coming out, really having a decent season is Kenny. I think he's been pretty consistent. If he can put something together here today, I think he'll be setting himself up pretty well for next race. We go to Pocono, so he needs to get a top 10 here, get some points on the board, and just be consistent. Other drivers, though, 26 in that Ford, he's in 2nd. He's battling up front there behind Brandon 6, but not by much. DJ Honeycutt as well. In that 15, he's in 3rd. He's up 5 spots. All these drivers up front doing a fantastic job. Marshall Harris in that 12, that Chevy, he's up a ton of spots. He's in 8. He broke through the top 10, Steve.
Looking pretty solid. Hey, a lot of these guys, this league does practices pretty much the entire weekend. And typically when you see those drivers in those practices and then also during race day, you see that they typically do some of the best jobs because they understand what it takes to get around this track and save those tires. That's going to be the name of the game right here. Tire management after about lap 5. How well can you do? We'll see a lot of comers and goers today for sure on the long run.
We got to go to the 35 mark for stage 1. Who can get the points early on here? 135 laps total. They only got 4 sets of tires, so they got to really take care of them early. As I'll tell you what, 3 and 4, that turn right there can really burn them up. We saw the second or the first lap coming in. They all locked the brakes up to try to slow down to get that car turning, and it's not easy to do if you want to be fast here at Twin Ring. Good racing so far, 14 laps down. We want to thank everybody again watching on Race Day Live. Appreciate you being here. We got a big turnout. See some familiar faces chatting in the chat. We see ya.
Love
Call
that.
out your favorite driver. We'll do a. I think we'll do a. Maybe we'll do a vote today, Steve. Later in the race.
I like that. For
Put
what?
something up there. Who's your favorite driver? Who do you think is going to win? I think is probably a good vote that we can put out there
Like
here
that.
today.
Hey, right now, back in the field, though, don't count these guys out. A lot of them are still fighting for those points. Right now, not quite in that stage finishing points, but hey, anything matters. Could be holding on for some tires, could be saving some more fuel, but right now, this pack, these guys are fighting. But one thing else I want to point out, Emery, I think this track, once we kind of get clear of those restarts, I think this is going to be a really, really good place for long green flag runs. I think the track kind of just, you know, once you start to get single file, it's really hard to pass here. And I think we're going to see some long green flag runs at some point today for sure.
Absolutely. I think you're right there. And if we do see that long green flag runs, the guys up front, Brandon 6, Devin, DJ, those top 3, maybe top 4 guys may see some lap traffic earlier than they anticipated. So that's going to be interesting when they hit that traffic and see what they can make happen, because I don't think we've seen a whole lot of that this season. This track, I believe, is going to bring that aspect to it. So they got a lot of work to do. 16 laps down now, Steve. We got a long way to go still in this stage 1. They're doing a really good job right now trying to figure it out.
Hey, one guy to point out right now, Nick Simpson didn't have the Iowa that he wanted to last week. And right here, having a great showing up. Right now in P14, trying to get around Walsifer, trying to make it stick around turns 1 and 2. But man, I'll tell you what, he did great. Qualifying right now, having a great effort. What can he do today to bounce back?
Love that car, Nick Simpson, and that 46, that Chevy. He's up 8 spots, 9 spots in 13th. Trying to get past. Looks like it's the 56. He will get past him of Richard. Now he's got Kenny. He's tracking him down in that 11.
Back up front, nothing's changing. Brandon 6 still up front, but P2 and 3-4. Hey, these are starting to get it. These guys know what they're doing. Again, the Honeycuts, watch out for them. Tyler and DJ. Right now, currently in P3 and 5, respectively, having a great run.
Yeah, I think both of those Honeycuts will stay up there. I know they put a lot of practice, a lot of time for this track, so it's paying off. They're both right there in that top 5 mark. Be cool to see them finish 1, 2, maybe even 3 of them finish in that top 5. But right now, they've got to track down Brandon 6. He's kind of pulling away, about 2.5 seconds ahead of the field. Dangerous to have him out front this early in the race. Good at saving those tires. Can you do it here? But right now, we're looking back. Number 12 and the 27 battling out as he gets past the number 12 of Marshall.
Man, we got to zoom into this number 27. I am a sucker for black and blue here. And this Extreme Sim Racing machine looks so good. Love the way that looks today. Specialty paint scheme here in Japan. Looking pretty good. Right behind, Brandon Bowie started second to last. Right now, already back up to P9. So, hey, looking good for Brandon Bowie.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie's such a good driver, but I just don't think he felt too comfortable in the car early. He said, hey, I'm going to start from the back. But guess what? He's trying to figure this out, and I think he has. As he's jumped up a ton of spots, he's making his way through the field. He's up 18 spots now in that Toyota. One driver we were talking about last week, this year, Thomas Meeks. And that 55, that Chevy, really putting together a consistent season as well. Love to see him out here competing every single race. He's in that top 5, top 10 position. Can he have a day here in Japan as we're on board?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like Thomas Meeks this season is a bit more focused, a bit more, you know, just concentrated, right? He seems like he knows what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish, and I just think he's taking it a bit more seriously. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in like a bad way. I think everybody takes it seriously, right? But I just feel like Meeks all of a sudden has kind of found his groove. I think he finally figured out the car, to be honest. I think he figured out this next gen car. He knows how to use it. He knows how to drive it for himself. And right now, really impressed with his season and how he's done. Right now in P7 with a full field. Very impressive right now for Thomas Meeks.
Absolutely. Go check him out as well. He does stream on Twitch. Put that in the chat if you'd like. But Thomas Meeks having an early good run. See if he can keep it together in that 55.
Great job. Some battles right here. Big pack right now, led by Matthew Fleming, but right behind Nick Simpson, Daryl Young, battling for position here. This is right outside the top 10, between about 12th and 15th place. We're coming down to stage 1 in about 12 laps, so these positions matter to get into that top 10 for stage points.
Man, quite a bit of traffic there. Nick Simpson's trying to figure out where he's going to stay as he's going on the inside. That's very tight turn and very tight racing. As they're trying to get back to that single file as they do. No harm, no foul. A little bit of contact there, but we're okay. Guy up front, or driver up top, a little bit slower.
Yeah, very tough. Ooh, man, Nick Simpson gets real tight into turn 3.
Oh, man.
Gets it around, kind of has to diamond that corner. Does a pretty good job there, but you're right, turn 3 and 4 is just so tight. If you miss that braking zone, you're going to go around. And as these tires wear out, you have to just kind of back up the corner just a little bit. More and more as the long green flag run goes. And that'll make it a bit more possible to take that corner. But, I mean, Emery, we are seeing, 2 lanes kind of working. Walsifer here on the outside, making it work.
Yeah, surprisingly, I thought we'd be single file early on, and they would just kind of run that inside lane. But right now, we're seeing 2 lanes working out here. Go 3 wide, which is something you don't quite want to see, but that's working too. But you're right, Steve. Some of these drivers are feeling okay running that outside lane. It's interesting to see that, and it's a surprise.
Definitely is. Right now, it looks like Walsifer's taking a really long... right, he's apexing the corner right there, right almost out of the exit of the corner. So when you do that, when you take a nice long, just a deep arc into the corner, you apex the corner later and you set yourself up for a much better and straighter exit of the corner. So you're not going to be as tight at that point. It does, however, let drivers dive into you down below on the inside. So for a long green flag run, that might be pretty smart here. But up front,
yes. Yeah, back to Nick Simpson. He's trying to make this move on the 18 of Daryl Young, and he's making that inside work. Daryl Young trying to stay with him, but he's got to let off a little bit as they're neck and neck on the backstretch. Now watch them come into 3 and 4. They're going to slow it down. They're going to shift down once. Can Simpson get it down there in the track? Pretty good by him as he is going to make that pass by Daryl Young. He is now sitting in 14th, up 8 spots. He's got Matt Fleming right in front of him. See if he can track him down.
Yeah, you can tell, Emery, that all of these cars are tight. I can promise you at this point, 27 laps into the race, nobody is extremely happy or excited to drive this car right now, but they're making it work. And right now, the inside line's pretty tight in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, they're making it work. It's gradual. But you're right, Daryl Young, again, had damage earlier on the right side. Right now, does not look like that's the case. Looking pretty good out there.
Another driver looking really good is Jamie Graham. He's in that 87, the Chevy. He's in the top 3 in that Flim Dogs Camaro. Looking really clean. Very smooth at the 87. Didn't see him in practice too much, but he has figured this track out early as he's right there in 3rd spot.
Look at this, Jackson Anderson out back on the track. Has some new fenders, so his crew went to work right there, looking pretty good. Hey, Stay out there. Your race might have been almost over, but stay out, get those points. All you can do right now.
Absolutely. He's just battling to try to keep that car alive. RPMs are probably down a little bit, but looks like they've cleaned it up as best they can, as now we're sitting here at 29 laps down, coming to an end on stage 1. We got to go to 35 laps, so as they cross, we've got 5 laps to go. This first stage has gone pretty quick. Still got a lot of race left. We got to go to 134 here at Twin Rig Motegi here in Japan. Fun to see all these drivers out here. Big field, good racing early on.
This pack right here, Emery, does not want to go away. Nick Simpson and Villalobos on the outside there, having a great run. This whole pack is just staying together. Again, there's a lot of draft here too. We didn't really talk about that, Emery, back in the pre-race, but draft here plays a pretty big role. I mean, right now you're seeing it. They can just stick together.
Yeah, this is where all the action's at. Julio in that 78, he's out here today. He's up 11 spots, sitting in 15th. Really trying to track down Nicholas. Can he keep it smooth here?
Oh, Daryl Young.
A little hot. Oh, man. Keep it together. Contact. Daryl Young in the 8. Caution's out at the 31 lap mark. Just got a little bit loose, way loose, and came up the track and made some contact, Steve.
Yeah, I hate to see that. I mean, John Wright, Robert Hissong involved in that as well. I can promise you they are not going to be happy about that. Rob Hissong and Jonathan Wright so far having great seasons, but unfortunately they just tend to always get involved in somebody else's mess. And right there, not a lot of damage on their part, which I guess is a good sign. Some silver lining, but man, hate to see that for Daryl Young. That is lap 32. We are within that 5 laps of the stage, so that will be the stage end.
Brandon 6 is going to get the stage 1 win. He'll put a point on the board for playoffs as we try to go back and maybe take a look at this caution and see exactly what happened. Daryl Young getting just a little bit loose. Maybe he had some contact, tried to keep it all together, and then came back on the track. But unfortunate now. Brandon 6, congratulations to him on that stage 1 win. We've got to go all the way to the 75 lap mark for stage 2.
Yeah, Daryl comes back on track and just gets loose right there, collides into his song, and then right. We'll go back just a little bit and see what actually happened with Daryl. Not real sure if he got loose on his own or maybe he had some help, but it's right now behind Nick Simpson, it looks like. Speed this up just a little bit. Looks like next corner might be the culprit. Racing around this group. We've covered this group quite a bit right now. Hard racing. Comes down.
They've been battling each lap, Steve, and right here, just a little bit of a mistake and gets loose.
Yeah, coming out of turn 2 right there. Takes the inside link, tries to block. Ooh.
Oh, he had contact in the back there, Steve.
Yeah.
Big contact in the back. I missed that.
Yeah, John Wright just not sure if that was an early braking zone for Daryl Young, but then, yeah, Jonathan Wright just kind of just gets right into him. We'll see if we can ride on board Jonathan Wright right there. If we can.
And Steve, on the pits, we've got a car backwards coming out of the pits right now. Not sure who it is. I'm going to try to get some information on it, but he was completely backwards. He's going to lose a ton of spots.
Yeah, we'll cover that in just 1 second. I wanted to show the folks what happened here going into turn 3. Yeah, we're seeing it. Daryl Young going to try and block this run right here by Jonathan Wright, it looks like. Yeah, Daryl Young just slows way up. I mean, there's no other... It's pretty obvious. Jonathan Wright's still in the gas at the same time, and man, Daryl just brakes pretty early. Unfortunately, not much you can do there.
Well, stage 1 is in the book, Steve. A lot of action. 35 laps. We're 34 laps in, and it's been a great, fantastic race here in Japan. Love to see all these drivers out here. Big field. I'm not sure who was in backwards in the pit, Steve. Did we get some word on what driver that was?
Right now, not yet. Race Control is working on that. We're going to be finding that out in just a second. But man, that is a tough battle right there. We're hearing actually the 87 was spun out. So Jamie Graham, unfortunately, looks like actually has some damage on the right side too. Oh man, big implications here. Jamie Graham is having a great run in third spot. Let's see if we can go back, try and pinpoint exactly when that happened. But man,
yeah, unfortunate for him. He looks so strong early on. He's got time to come back and make his way through the field, but unfortunate situation to have that happen in the pits. Typically do not see that. We were taking a look. Pit was congested. There was a ton of traffic. Jamie Graham was just reversed on the outside wall. Is pretty interesting to see, but I'm not sure how he got such bad contact. So much damage to that car. Taking a look right now.
Yeah, we'll see if we can track it down. It's going to be tough to really pinpoint where exactly it was, but man, definitely hate to see it right now. Don't see any damage just yet on that car, but comes down pit road. We're going to have it stop, obviously, through the power of fast forward. We'll do that. Take a look at what actually happens here. Oh, man! Just gasses it up way too early.
Yikes.
And goes around.
Yeah. Oh, and then contact there. Car trying to get through. I was just going to say, he did a good job. I mean, he made a mistake. He put the brakes on and just let everybody get through their pits. So, testament to him for there. But that contact at the end, it's too bad. Well, Brandon 6 out front. Devin in that 26. He's in that Ford. He's second. DJ Honeycutt in the Toyota in the 15. He's third. Tyler Honeycutt right there in fourth. Marshall Harris in that 12. That Chevy. He's in fifth. Coming out of the pits, Marshall Harris up 20 spots from where he started.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, tough break for some fast drivers. Jamie Graham was obviously up in that top 3. So got some good stage points right there at the very least. But yeah, just didn't quite have that pit exit like he wanted to, unfortunately. And that'll be it. We are hearing word that last caution that brought out the yellow is going to go to that 04 of Jonathan Wright for driving it into the back of Daryl Young. So it looks like Race Control deemed that was the 04. So he'll be given the EOL for that right there. But back up front, Brandon 6 going to be leading us back off. Stage 2 is going to get underway here in just a second. Let's go and thank our sponsors real fast. We'll come right back.
And we are back here in Japan at Twin Ring Motegi Racetrack. 36 laps down, nonstop action. Love to see out of all these drivers. Let's see if Brandon 6 can continue his stage 1 win. See if he can get a win here today. But hey, 26 of Devin, watch out. He's in that Ford. He's been in the top 5 all day long. This track has provided a lot of different ways to run the track. Inside, outside lane. I still don't think these drivers have really figured out which way they want to do it. But I'll tell you what, DJ Honeycutt, Tyler Honeycutt, some of these drivers have figured it out early. Pace cars off, and we're going to go back. Green flag racing. Devin and Brandon 6 are going to take us into turn 1 and 2. As they are now 2 by 2 entering turn 1. Brandon 6 on the inside lane, making it work out front. In the back, we've got more drivers side by side. Are they going to go back to single file? This is where all the action's been in the back. One car in the wall. No damage, though. Keeps it going. 3 wide here now.
Right now, Emery, same song, second verse here for stage 2. Same distance as the first stage, so we know we can go the distance on gas, but those tires, You got to hold on to them. What did they learn in stage 1 they can transfer over in stage 2 right now? We're going to find out.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think some of these drivers are going to maybe take it a little easy. The cars might have got a little bit loose. Seems like they're more tight than anything. Okay, they got to save those tires. We got a long ways to go in this stage 2. 75 laps is where we're going to end. Number 7, we're going to make a pass on the inside. That's Scott in that Chevy. 3 wide in the back. Lot of traffic, Steve. Side by side still. They haven't done the single file just yet. 39 laps down now.
Hey, right there, back on the last lap, that 56 of Walstover hit the outside lane or outside wall pretty hard. Coming out of turn 2, doesn't have a lot of damage. Kind of kissed it, but man, you gotta watch out for that. That will play a big role into your car and how it handles later in this race and on older tires.
Yeah, Meek's right in the inside of Richard, but it seems like Richard kind of feels comfortable in that middle of that lane. Oh, we got contact in the front. Ooh, 56 gets involved. Yellow flag is now out. We got 1 car sideways. I think he just got some contact and got loose on that corner and spun. Not major damage, not big contact, but that will bring out another caution at the 40 lap mark.
Yeah,
that's that number 78.
Yeah, Villalobos Jr. don't see a lot of damage there, which is great. Held down pretty well, didn't hit the wall or make any contact there, so car looks actually in pretty good shape. So really, really good job by him holding it down. We'll go back and see what we can find out here as far as what happened with Villalobos. But man, that's tough. Ooh, already involved here, but Walsifer hits the wall again. Innocent bystander. Yeah, Julio in that 78 does a great job backing that car down, slowing it down. We'll go back at just a touch earlier. See if we can figure it out. Oh man, just 3 wide, and Julio almost kind of gets loose or whatnot. Gets into that 12 of Marshall Harris and turns her around.
Yeah, just got pinched, and now we're seeing this caution come out. We've got a lot of drivers going into the pits. So what are your thoughts there? Just topping off with a little bit of fuel? Getting some tires, possibly? I think they're just going to get some fuel and keep going. Try to make it all the way through, but this kind of changes some things up. Strategy into play now early on in this race. 41 laps down.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the case, right? I mean, stage 2 ends on lap 75, so we're just about 34 laps away from that. And keep in mind, too, stage 1 did end a little earlier than scheduled. It was supposed to end at lap 35. We actually went green around that time, so that kind of pushed these guys over the edge, potentially on that fuel window. And right here, hey, come down, get the fuel, top off, and off you go. So smart move right there. Richard Woodruff, Nick Simpson in P2 right now. What can these guys do up front?
Yeah, it's fun to see these drivers up top 10 drivers. I mean, I'm looking at the playoff points, and as it sits right now, 6 is way ahead. You got Bowie right there in second. Frankie, he's out today. He'll be back next week. He's got 6 on the board. Pierce, and then you got Devin and Larson. I mean, these names are not up here in that top 10 besides 6. So a lot of points on the board to come out here and try to steal one and see what they can do. That sets them up very nicely at the end of this season for playoff, as we are only got, I think, 4 or 5 races left before we do start that playoff race in Michigan. Fun to see. As we're looking at these drivers get back on the field. We're going to restack them and go back green flag racing. Been a fun race here in Japan for a day race.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, this place does not have any lights. But I'll tell you what, this has been a really fun race so far. Only lap 42. We have a lot left to go in the tank here. And, man, what are your thoughts so far? Something different, Emery.
It is something different. Yeah, absolutely. It's something different. And I think these drivers are really, really trying to figure it out. I don't think they've yet done it. I think you'll see some of these guys that have been hanging out in the back start to make their way up front as they really figure out the car. Like we were talking about it, turn 1 and 2, very different from 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is that long sweeping corner. You got to time it right. And then 3 and 4, you really got to get on the brakes. You got to slow that car down, get that rotation going to be quick out here. So Obviously, inside lane is the preferred way to go. I think it's probably the easier and save your tires quite a bit. But we're seeing some guys make that middle line work out pretty well as these guys are about to finish up choosing what lane they want to take. As we're going to go back green flag. Pace car lights are still on. As he crosses, those will come off and we'll go back to racing. Big shout out to everybody at home. Race Day Live. Thanks for tuning in. Still a big crowd. I want to thank you guys all for showing up every week on a Tuesday. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Josh Larson's not here today, but he is in the chat saying what's up. Chris Vanderplatz, all you guys, big shout out. Thanks for everybody coming out and watching. And obviously, thanks to all our sponsors. But, Steve, what are your thoughts on this restart? What do you think's going to happen? Yeah, and we've got different faces, different names up there. Richard and that number 4, that Toyota, he's in P1. He's going to start on the outside. Excuse me, he's going to start on the inside. Nicholas Simpson in that 46, he's going to start on the outside. Brandon 6 right there, now starting 3rd. Got a little bit slower in the pits. He's not going to start this race off in 1st. Scott Gatorn in that 7. He's in that Chevy. He's going to be in 4th position. And DJ Honeycutt, he's in 5th. Little bit different lineup as they cross. Will be 40 laps down. We've got just a few more to get to that stage 2, but the pace car's off, and we are going to go back green flag here at Twin Ring. Otegi, Nick Simpson in that 46 going to get a big jump on the outside. Can he take it into turn 1 and 2? Richard on the inside as well. That number 4. Single file up front there. Brandon 6 right on the tail.
Man, so close right here. 3 wide right there in that 3rd line. Scott Gasorn can't hold on to it. What do they got for him? That 51 right there. Nick Lights driving it down deep. That front right there. Brandon 6. Uh-oh, gets involved.
Getting a little loose.
Man, oh man,
Still
Brandon
green.
6. Almost lost it, Emery. That was so close.
And he's going to fall back quite a ways. Looks like he got a little bit loose coming out of the corner. He's got a little bit of that side draft going on. Maybe not used to it with those cars. He was out front majority of the time. He's on the outside trying to bring it back together. He's right there by the 51 of Nick's Lights, subbing for Larson. Nick Lights looking pretty good now in that Chevy. He's up 14 spots, sitting 9th.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Josh Larson's, that dirt kind of driver, but I'm looking at Nick Lights right now, subbing in that Larson machine, and he is sideways in these corners. Loving that. Tell you what, inspired right there, that 51. Looking good. Up front, Richard Woodruff holding on to that lead. We talked about him pre-race. He is a fast driver today. Look good in practice. Right now, holding on to that lead. Got some points, but Roger Pierce in that 27 trying to get to the front. That clean air will be huge, Emery.
Absolutely. I was just going to talk about it. Maybe Richard likes that clean air out front in that 4 car. Toyo's doing pretty good, but Roger Pierce in that 27, watch out for him in that extreme sim racing. He's right there in 2nd, running that inside lane. Looks like he's a little bit quicker than Richard coming in the corners. But can he make it work? The 15 up front, Steve. DJ Honeycutt, we're going to go. He's going to jump in the 2nd on that outside run.
Hey, do not discount Nick Simpson right here in that 46-hour inside machine. P4 ahead of Brandon 6. Tell you what, if you're a Nick Simpson fan, take a screenshot because this is pretty cool right here, seeing him up front, P4, and holding on to it too. You love to see that. Great run so far for Nick Simpson.
Love that 46, that yellow and orange white car Nick Beatty designed, and that Chevy. He's up 18 spots in that top 5, looking really nice. Can Brandon 6 get by him? Back farther in the pack, we got another battle. Kenny Rill, Scott, Matthew Fleming, all these guys right in the mix.
Yeah, Fleming really figuring this out. He was started pretty well at the end of the field here, but just just ever so slightly getting to the front for Fleming. So a great run right there. Look at this, 3 wide entering turn 1. Tyler Honeycutt down low to his father. They all make it work. Donnie Honeycutt involved in that first big wreck of the day. Managed to fix his car. Looking pretty good right now. Top 10 spot, so that damage didn't definitely affect that car too bad. Looking solid.
Early on in this race, or even on in the week, if you were to tell me that these guys can make 3 wide work out here, I wouldn't say you're lying. But hey, they're making it happen. They're making it work, and I'm proven wrong because the multiple times we've seen 3 wide happen, and they've kept it clean. 2x2 back here, number 12. He's on the tail 7, trying to make it work on the outside. Up front, change a little bit. The 27, we got Brandon 6 making a move past the 4. He's going to charge, make his way back up front. Can he do it? He's got a lot of work cut out for him now. Here, almost midway through this race.
Yeah, Woodruff falling back a little bit. Was in the lead, but now falling back to P4. Brandon 6 makes that move up front, but DJ Honeycutt takes the lead right here. Looking good. Going to lead his first lap of the day so far on lap 51. Love that.
DJ Honeycutt looking strong with that clean air out front. Now, if we go on board of that 15, that Toyota, we'll kind of get an idea of how he's running this car up front.
In 4th gear in turns 1 and 2. Very interesting to see for sure. Goes down to turn 4. Maybe 3rd gear here. Not quite. We'll see some third gears in the later parts of the longer green flag runs, but right now, DJ Honeycutt putting on a show.
Yeah, that is an interesting move, dropping down to 4th in turn 1 and 2. You don't see a lot of drivers doing that, but hey, maybe that's saving some tires, getting that car rotated for him, whatever works, as he's making it work up front. Good outing by him. As we're looking back in the pack, we got the 88 of Matt Fleming. He's trying to stay ahead of these boys. Matt Fleming in 7th. He's got to battle it out with Meeks and Simpson. Honeycutt right back there as well.
Looking really good right now. Just want to shout out Chris Vanderplatz in the chat right here. Appreciate you, man. We miss you. Can't wait to have you back next week, as you just said there in the comments. So shout out to you, man. Can't wait to have you back. Gonna be a good time for sure. Yeah, right now, Nick Simpson right here, pulling off a P9. Falls back a little bit, but hey, holding on to it pretty good. Lap 53, about 20 laps to go until stage 2 concludes right now, so still a long way to go.
Man, these drivers are kind of falling back, and then they're making their way all the way up to the front. Kenny Reel, he's been as low as almost 16th, 17th place, and now he's found himself up there in the top 5. He's feeling good in that car.
Looking great. Back to Thomas Meeks. We talked about him earlier. Again, just finding himself to the front. Right now on P6. Kind of on an island by himself right now. Not a whole lot of cars to his front and to his rear. But man, just a really good run. This track obviously suits his style. And he is right there in that top 6, almost top 5 here shortly. Love to see that.
Yeah, Meeks kind of feels like he's just been on cruise control all day, just making it work. And he's done that quite a few times this season. He's just kind of been in the middle of the pack, just waiting and letting the race come to him. And he's doing it again. So sitting top 10. See if he can make a big run at the end of this race. 55 laps down now. Stage 2 is going to end at that 75 mark. So we are getting really close to the end of this stage. Who can get some points on the board? Number 12, Marshall Harris dropping it on the inside.
Yeah, he sent it in pretty hard right there. But man, John Wright, right there in that 04, the silver machine, he was given the EWL penalty for one of the earlier stage cautions. And right here, all the way back up to currently P11. So he is fast today. And this entry he takes in turn 1, I love it. Stick a ride on board here real quick. Really, really wide. Starts off in the outside lane, but then just turns down on exit a little bit. Didn't quite do it there. We saw it last lap. But just gets that straighter edge, kind of like what you see in turn 2 at Darlington. Kind of turn down and then get that straight shot. John Wright has figured this out.
Yeah, right there. I think he's staying in 5th. So not shifting down, just staying right there in 5th, and then wait until he gets to the next 1 and 2. I mean, that's just interesting. He's in 3 and 4 and kept it in 5th. That's one of the few drivers I've seen all day long, even in practice, be able to do that. So, pretty crazy.
Great shots right there, but Brendan Bowie, we saw him getting to the front too as well, but right now just kind of struggling today. In P12 right now, earlier was started second to last, so up 15 spots on the day, but man, oh man, getting back to the front again.
DJ Honeycutt up front, almost pulling away. 6 is gaining just a little bit, but still out there with clean air. What a fantastic job. I think he's comfortable out front there, Steve. I think he's loving it. He's pulling away with Pierce. The 1 and 2 drivers at 15 and 27. It's like they're having a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, DJ Honeycutt, Roger Pierce, these guys are no joke. Right now up front, they got there because they were fast enough to get there. Some strategy obviously involved, but right now, hey, leading some laps in the ASRA Cup Series at Twin Rig Motegi. You cannot joke about that. They are here to play today and looking really good. But can Roger Pierce get around DJ? He is trying hard, but just can't quite get it done. Richard Woodruff actually about to make a pass maybe here on Brandon Six, his teammate, going down low. Great job by Woodruff right there, making that pass to Brandon Six. Brandon might be holding on to some more fuel. Again, we saw these drivers taking some fuel early. The caution right after the stage began. So what is that going to be about, Emery? We have 15 laps to go. Who's saving fuel and who's not?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think, man, you might be right. I think Brandon in that 66, I think he's just hanging back. He might be saving fuel right now so that he can make the move later in this race. As we're looking at the 88 right there of Matt Fleming. He's up 8 spots. Brandon Bowie in at 54. That's a good call, Steve. There might be some big fuel strategies going on as we have a long green flag race. No caution so far. We had 1 early on in stage 2, but right now we are green flag almost to the end of this stage. Who is going to get the win? 27 now. Roger Pierce gets the pass on the 15 in that Chevy. He is your leader. They're battling out early right now, Steve. This is the action up front. 15 now in second. What is he going to do? Is he going to let 27 just do his line, or is the 15 going to push it, try to get past him? You got to save those tires as well, Steve. That's going to come into play.
It will. Right now, Roger Pierce feels like he has enough gas, potentially, even tires, to make that move. Maybe holding back a little bit. But that 27 to the lead. Love to see it. But Brandon Six, Emery, you're right. I mean, nothing Brandon Six does is unintentional. So right now, I can promise you he is not 4th place speed. He is holding back for a reason, and I've got a feeling, just to cover that up real quick, could be tires, could be fuel, could be both. But either way, cannot discount the fact that right now we have Roger Pierce up to the front, and DJ Honeycutt, Richard Woodruff in that top 3.
Yeah, Six is very calculated. He knows what he's doing at all times. He tries to figure it out, and he typically makes the right call, and he's been doing it all season. So he's back there doing what he does, and I'm sure we'll see him probably up there in the 1-2 spot. But watch out, because right now Pierce, DJ Honeycutt, Richard in that 4, they're all fast. Kenny Real in that 5th position. He's in that Toyota. Even Tyler Honeycutt there in that number 3 in that Chevy. Man, all these guys in the top 10. Brandon Bowie in the 54. He's now made himself all the way up here to 8th, up 19 spots. Marshall Harris in the 12 having a day. He's up 18 spots in 7th. We're looking at that number 26 car. All things go. Love that look. That's a new car, new paint scheme. That white and black. Love to see that.
Yeah, that right there's a throw. Not really a throwback. It's a great race, a great paint scheme. It's actually he put it pretty well here earlier in the pre-race. Let me try and see if I can track this down. It's a Dazzle camo scheme for tonight for the trip to Japan. It's familiar to the Red Bull's test scheme. It's a direct inspiration from it. So really, really cool. right there on that 26 all things go machine. But unfortunately, right now in that lucky dog position. So 1 lap down, not quite having the race he wanted. Same thing with Richard Walsifer, also 1 lap down. So we'll see these two drivers at the end of stage 1. If it stands the way it is, then Smirker will get his lap back. Richard Walsifer will have to wait for another caution. And then just a quick update. Right now, Jimmy Graham, Merrick Wattor, and Nick Biddy are all out of the race. Unfortunately, after some major contact and just some all kinds of issues. Jackson Anderson still on track, 24 laps down. But hey, folks, this is why you stay out. Jackson Anderson got involved to a pretty big incident that first lap 3, I believe it was, and torn up car. Didn't rage quit. Said, you know what? I'm gonna fix this car, get out back on track, and right now has already gained 3 spots on the race. That's 3 more points, Emery, for your championship hopes. It's a smart move right there for Anderson.
Absolutely. Every point counts, and some drivers may just say, hey, I'm done. My day's over. I'm just going to park it. But Jackson going out there and putting some laps in and gaining everything he can. So, yeah, good to see that. 27 out front. Nothing's changed for him, though. Roger Pierce in that Chevy. What a tremendous job, man. Roger Pierce coming out of nowhere today. I didn't think he'd be running in this top 5, but now he's in the lead, looking to get a stage 2 point win. Only a few laps to go, 67 down. Love to see that. Richard there in the number 4 in that Toyota. He's in second. Brandon 6 trying to track him down in third. He's got a lot of room to make up, but he looks like he's doing it pretty well. Is he going to make a push, Steve, at the end of this stage?
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Man, Roger Pierce, he is no joke right now. Very, very fast. One of the fastest in the league. But right now, just doesn't have that win yet. It's coming, though. He is so close to getting that right now. Going to see if he can get his just another stage win right here. That'd be huge for him. Has a good lead on Woodruff in 6. 7 laps to go. What can he do here?
And I think he's going to get this stage 2 win if he stays consistent in that 27. Love to see it, but man, Richard in the 4 making a big move, sending it in that corner. Really trying to track down Roger to get the points on the board here.
And Roger Pierce, he says it. He's like, you know what? I watch your stream as I race. So hopefully we're gassing him up right now to get that stage win. We'll see. Right now, brand new paint scheme, a one-off race. Looking pretty good right now. We'll see what he has for him. But right now, Darrell Young, his teammate, back in the pack. Back in 16th place. Getting up there. Looking pretty good right now.
Darrell Young in that white. Some orange on the back now, that Grey Goose car. Love those white wheels. Darrell Young, he's up 3 spots. He's in 16th. I think you'll see him make his way late in this race. He's done it before. Can he do it here today in Japan?
Uh-oh.
One car going into the pits here, Steve. That's the number 4.
Yes, sir. Richard Woodruff, actually. Comes down pit road. We talked about it, Emery. Fuel mileage. What do what can you do? Can you hold him out? And Woodruff comes down pit road. Can't go any more speed.
Yeah, I had to come in and get some fuel. We only have 5 laps to go until this stage 2 ends. So now, can Roger stay out there? Does he have enough fuel to hold off Brandon 6? We talked about it early. Brandon 6 was kind of in the back there, almost down to 6th position. Was he saving fuel? And he make it happen as we're looking at a battle here side by side. Looks like it's Keeney Real in that 11.
Yeah, right here, Nick Simpson also coming back on the track. So, hey, smart idea, though, for Woodruff. Takes the tires. Knows he's not going to get any stage points, but takes the tires early. That way, at the beginning of stage 3, you don't take tires, just the fuel. I expect to see Woodruff back up to the front here in just a second. So, smart move right there, potentially. But up front, 6 is there.
.72 laps down. Brandon 6 in second. He's going to be on the outside trying to make a pass. Roger's holding him off right now. Can Roger get a stage 2 win? 73 laps down when they cross.
Roger taking a bit of an early entry right there. Tries to do it shallow, but Brandon 6 on the outside can just make it stick. So good right there. Roger Pierce just doesn't have a lot to really counteract that. Brandon 6 back to the lead.
And Brandon 6 took that way wide. He had a bunch of momentum coming out of that corner, but it worked out. He's now your leader as these guys are coming into the pits. Bunch of strategy in play. Brandon Bowie still out there in that 54.
Brandon Bowie right now, again, we saw him earlier, not quite having the race he wanted, but finds himself in P3 as the stage winds down, so he's there when it counts.
Absolutely, letting the race come to him. 54 have been really patient out here. I think he's got it figured out. He's sitting third, like you said, up 24 spots. So we're looking now at Meeks in that 55. Bunch of changes going on up front, Steve. Guys coming in for pits, getting fuel, getting tires. This is getting crazy here in stage 2.
It is green flag pit stops, but also it's just different strategies also happening. Everything going down right now, but it all comes down to, hey, you know what? Maybe you sacrifice those stage 2 points to get that early exit or a better beginning for stage 3, but right now, Brandon 6 going to cross that line at lap 75, and that'll be your stage 2 end.
Stage 2 ends. Brandon 6 with that win. 1 point on the board. He's got 2 points today for playoff points. Good outing for him. He stayed out and got the job done. Brandon Bowie in that 54. He's in second. Roger Pierce in the 27. He's in third. Kenny Real 11. Number 11, he's in fourth. And DJ Honeycutt, he is in fifth spot. That's your top 5 right now. That is in the stage 2. Fantastic race, Steve, right now. These guys that went in pit got some tires, got some fuel. Now they're going to come out fresh for the end of this race. We got to go all the way to 134.
Yes, sir. But lap 75, this race, Emery, is starting to kind of thin out in a sense. I think people kind of figured out like the nerves. They figured out how to drive the track. And right now we're seeing a lot cleaner driving. And hey, green flag racing. You love to see it on a brand new track. And right now, high above this Twin Ring Motegi track, stage 2 is over. Brandon 6 is going to be your winner. And folks, we'll be right back. Before they come down pit road and before they choose, we'll go and thank our sponsors. Be right back.
And we are back here at Twin Ring Motegi. We just finished stage 2. Brandon 6 was your winner there. We're going to bring him in here shortly to have a word with him and talk to him and see how he's getting the job done as they come out of the pits. 77 laps down. Only got a few more to go. This end of this race is coming to an end. It's been a fantastic race so far. A lot of action up front. Big time names in the top 10. But Brandon 6, your stage 2 winner, we will bring him in here in just a minute. He's trying to come out of the pits. Not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, real quick, Emery. This is definitely some breaking news. Still on the pit road, so not sure if he had some kind of speeding penalty maybe, or something. But he is not having the pit stop he wanted to. We'll wait until he comes out of the pits and then we'll bring him in for the stage 2 interview. But man, this is not what Brandon 6 wanted. I'm not sure if he's serving a penalty. We'll cover that in just a second. We'll get that straight from the horse's mouth, as they say. But man, this is a tough break for Brandon 6. Up front, though, Brandon Bowie can lead us back off.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie up front now in that 54, teammate of Brandon 6, who's in the pits. So we're going to have to get some more information. This pace car is going to be on the track and they're going to make their choose if they're going to go on the inside or outside lane. Because now we're looking at 6 getting back on the track. We're going to bring him in, maybe have a word with him and figure out what actually did happen. Brandon, 6, you got a copy there?
I do. How's it going, fellas?
Hey, good, man. Congratulations on the 1 and 2 stage wins today. You got some points on the board. What's going on? So we saw you come into the pits and then you stayed. Did you get a penalty for speeding? What's happening?
No, I thought the car didn't feel right in that second stage. I was very on edge, and it wasn't driving right. So I thought I might have had damage from the restart that we had, and sure enough, we did. I actually had over a minute of damage, so it was pretty broken.
Wow. So Brandon 6 right there. You heard it. He's in the pits getting that car fixed. Well, Brandon, you got it fixed, and you're going to go back out there and see if you can get this win. Congratulations on the first 2 stage wins, and good luck.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, Steve, Brandon 6 had a bunch of damage he didn't know about, and, well, I guess he did know about it. I don't think he realized he had that much damage. He got it fixed, and now he's going to start from the back.
Man, I'll tell you what, if Brandon 6 is that fast with damage, I mean, hey, listen, give me whatever it is you're drinking, because I'll tell you what, that is just incredible. Obviously, it's obvious that Brandon 6 is on a whole different level, but, you know, when he can do that, even with that damage, and then now fixes that damage, just goes to show the level of talent that he has. But I mean, hey, but to your point, hey, you're in the back of the field now. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. At this track, it is not going to be easy for him to make up that much ground. And, you know, regarding the damage on these cars, it really depends on where that damage is at. So 1 minute of damage is quite a bit. I am surprised he was up there for so long, but made it work. But now he's got his work cut out for him, starting in the back of the field. 79 laps down, pace car still out, but the lights are off. Brandon Bowie in that 54, he's going to be taking us into turn 1 and 2. He chose the outside lane. Number 27 of Pierce, he's in second. He's going to be on the inside. Matt Fleming, he's in that 88 now, jumping up quite a few spots. He's going to start in third. Kenny Real in that 11, he's going to be right there in a 4th position. He's jumped up a few spots as well. And then we got Mr. Honeycutt in that 15. That's your top 5. As we're going to go back, green flag as they cross. We'll have 80 laps down. We'll go all the way to the end of this race. It's been a lot of action, a lot of fun. Different track for all these drivers, but they're making it work and they're putting on a show. Pace car's off. We're going to go back, green flag, here at Twin Ring, Motegi.
Great start right now. Everybody coming down turn 3. This seems like Calamity Corner so far this season. Or this race, excuse me. But everyone gets through it nice and clean. I think we figured out how to get around this place. Right now, man, Brandon 6 is just on a heater, trying to get back to the front as quick as he can.
He's making it work, running that way inside lane, coming in super hot, but keeps the car on the inside. Man, he's jumped up a ton of spots already.
Battle right now for 7th place. Fleming and DJ Honeycutt. Fleming on the outside. What can he do here? Don't want to burn those tires up just yet, but man, you got to get that position.
Fleming keeping it together pretty well on the outside, making it work.
Oh,
15.
Nick Simpson.
Oh, 46. Big wreck in the back. That's going to bring out another caution.
Man, Nick Simpson getting involved in that. Looks like he was turned. Not sure if he was the causer or if he came across someone's nose, but tough break for that 46. Don't actually see a lot of damage on that, so that's good news in that regard. But we'll go back and take a look at what happened.
Yeah, might have just spun there. Let's take another look at the 46 and see exactly what happened as we're going to take another look at this replay.
Yeah, comes down here. James Kaufman here on the outside behind him. Gets towed. Oh, Woodruff.
Oh,
Yeah, man, that was some tight racing right there. We'll go back a little further back and try and get some better camera angles, but yeah, you can see it. I mean, just really tough. Nick Simpson going to come down. He's in the low line. These drivers up ahead, Daryl Young, Matt Smith, a lot of guys right here get pretty close together. Looks like Daryl Young checks up right there, and man, Woodruff hits the brakes just a little bit, just enough.
That's some bigger contact than I anticipated for that 46. He hit that wall pretty good. Doesn't look too bad though, Steve. I mean, that car looks like it's intact. I mean, a lot worse on that replay, but hey, he's still out there. It hasn't gone into the pits to get anything fixed just yet.
Yeah, it's really not too bad. So, I mean, you can see the hood flared up just a little bit on the left side, but honestly, could have been a lot worse. I'll tell you that. So Nick Simpson currently in 20th place, unfortunately, but man, one lap down, almost in that lucky dog position. Woodruff is in front, but hey, long race still to go.
A lot of racing left here. Everybody at home is still here as well. Race Day Live tuning in. Appreciate you being here. All our sponsors, thanks again. Admin Box, Units Moving Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, and obviously our Sim Motion sponsored series track today. If you're looking for a trusted source in the U.S. to buy your sim racing gear, check out Sim Motion. Sim Motion is managed by sim racers who have been part of this community since the 90s. You hear brands like Sim Magic, Moza, Huskenvold, and even their own aluminum chassis. Visit them at simmotion.com for free consultation or use the promo code ASRA to get 5% off your order. I'll tell you what, Steve, I actually have their product. They're based out of Washington. It's a fantastic company. Bought their chassis, I bought their wheel. A lot of that stuff is awesome. If you're on the West Coast, gets you in about a day or two. Again, go check them out at simmotion.com. Looking at the 25 there. He's back on the track. Looks like he actually is going to come into the pits and get that car fixed. He has a little more damage than we thought. We're going to go back green flag racing here in just a little bit, Steve. Stage 2 or into this stage, getting a little dicey on the first couple laps.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. These restarts are pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, it's just a tight quarters. We see a lot of these wrecks coming out of turn 4. There's a lot going on, and that can happen. That stage 1 first wreck was pretty big on the back stretch, but hey, fast speeds and new tracks, that can do it. But Brandon Bowie right now up 26 spots on the day, now leads this race. So he found something. Love to see it.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie in that 54. I just don't think he felt comfortable early on. Like I said, he kind of just wanted to stay in the back. And right now, late in this race, he says, guess what? I've got it under control. I can figure this out. And he is up front doing his thing. Another couple drivers that are doing their thing as well. Kenny Reel's in third now. Thomas Meeks, he's in that 55. He's sitting fourth. Matt Fleming in the 88. He's jumped up in the top 10. So big time names here up front. Robert Hassong in that Ford. He's up there. Man, it's going to be a wild finish to this race. And I think we're going to start seeing some of these drivers in the back make their way back up to the front. Julio in that 78. He's up 14 spots. He's now, I believe, sitting all the way up here in 12th. A lot of big changes, a lot of big moves, Steve. This is going to be fun when we go back to green flag.
Yes, sir, it is. Lap 86. We're winding it down right now. You get a great view here of this twin rig Motegi Oval. Also a road course here, which is pretty nice. The road course interwinds here on the infield. Really pretty cool. One of these hairpin turns on the inside. So really cool facility here. A lot of fun as well. But this oval, man, it's proving to be a fun race. And hey, still a lot of race left to go. Who can win it?
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those races after the fact. These drivers are going to say, hey, that was actually a fantastic time. I'd like to go back to that track next season. So that might be in store. But right now, they've got to finish this track here today at Twin Rig. Gonna be a lot of fun. Brandon Bowie up front. Roger Pierce, he's in second. Kenny Reels in third. That's your top three. Gonna take us into turn 1 and 2 when this pace car comes off. That's such a fantastic shot to see this track. It's so clean. I mean, just this track, if you look at it from that view, the track is wide open. A lot of room, and it's just super, super clean. But guess what? Pace car's coming off, Steve. We're gonna go back to green flag. 86 laps down, 87 when they cross. Green flag's out. Brandon Bowie out front on the outside. Got a huge jump with his teammate Kenny Reel on that number 11, that Toyota. He's in second. Traffic in the back here side by side as they go into turn 1 and 2. Brandon 6 on that outside trying to make it work.
Yeah, looking great right now. 2 wide all the way around this place. Man, everyone trying to just fight for position right here. Jonathan Wright and Thomas Meeks, two of the guys we talked about earlier, fighting lately, having a great season so far, having great finishes. Man, 5th and 6th. Gotta love this for these two guys.
They can just stay consistent. I think they're going to put together a really fantastic race. Both of them, Jonathan Wright in the 04, Thomas Meeks right there. Robert Hassong in that number 8. He's in that Ford back there in 7th. And Matt Fleming in the 88. Watch out for him as, big contact in the wall. Keeps it clean. We got 2 cars diving below as this is the battle right here. Number 88 of Matt Fleming, Robert Hassong, and Brandon 6-3 wide.
Brandon 6 getting ultra aggressive right now on lap 88. That was pretty close.
Now is Matt Fleming going to come down and shut the door on 6 on the inside because he's going to try to get a big run here. He does.
Tough to see that. Right now, back at the front, Brandon Bowie is your leader. Kenny Reel, man, P2. Loving this right here from Kenny Reel. Many, many different teams in this top 5. Looking good so far.
Kenny Reel in that 11, that Toyota in second. Fantastic job. Good driving by him early on, late in this race. 90 laps down as we got a little battle in the back. The number 18 on the inside. That's Daryl Young. He's now jumped up in top 12 position. 27 and 11 battling out.
Yeah, Roger Pierce trying to dive down low. Ooh, gets really tight right there. Comes up into Kenny Reel. They both save it. No harm, no foul. But DJ Honeycutt's going to get a run here on the outside. Wow. You can tell, Emery, we're getting down to it.
They're putting everything out there. They still got some time, though, in this race. You don't want to burn them up. Anything can happen at the end of this race. Only 91 laps in. We got to go all the way to 134 mark. So still some time. Strategy will come into play. Brandon Bowie still up front there, though. He's kind of pulling away. He's got that clean air in that 54 car.
Hey, one guy, do not discount Devin Smirker. We saw him earlier, stage 1, doing really, really good. But right now, went a lap down, became that lucky dog. 1 lap down at the beginning of stage 2, got his lap back, and right now back in P11. So, hey, All Things Go podcast, Ford, do not count him out. He will be back into the front at the end. I can promise you that. Right now, already getting up there. So, great job by him so far.
And All Things Go. He said that car's going to go. He's made a big-time move right when he needs to. So, yeah, don't count him out. You're right. He's going to be jumping up there really close to being that top 10. He's got to get past Joseph Mealy in that 39 right up front. He's about 3 spots below from where he started, but I think he's pretty happy right now. He's going to be in that top 10. He's got to make that move, just be consistent. Let that race come to him.
Again, Brandon Bowie, not enough can be said about him. I mean, season 3 champion, Brandon Bowie was in the booth. Emery last season with us, so, and then, hey, came back season 5, said, you know what? I'm going to come back, going for some trophies, going for another championship. And here he is leading the field here at Twin Rig Motegi in that 54. different number, but familiar last name. Doing a great job right now, dominating this this second half of the race. Love to see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, last year in the booth with me, Brandon Bowie had a fantastic time last season. Now he's in the car racing, trying to get a win. He would love to have a win out here today as he's up front, pulling away with that clean air. So let's see what he can do. We'll take another look in the back here. We've got a little bit of action going on. 96 laps down when they cross.
Yes, sir. And hey, you know what? I know it's after the restart, but I think right now is a great time to hit our Bring the Noise segment, sponsored by Harpoon Design. Go check them out, harpoondesign.com. Check this out.
Why every time? Caution just as we are back live again after bringing the noise, a caution just unfolded. We got to go back and see exactly what happened. But man, Bring the Noise, typically one of our favorite times of the broadcast, but unfortunately, this caution does bring out another one here. 97 laps down, as we're going to try to find and see exactly what the case was.
Yeah, I mean, right now, not... Ooh, hold on. Walsifer.
Looks like that's Marshall as well involved in that 12.
Yeah, both keep it straight. But Marshall was sideways enough at one point where the yellow would come out for that, so that makes sense. Let's go back and see if we can kind of paint a picture here. So if we go, Walsifer going to come out on the outside here. Turn 4. Turn 2, excuse me. This is the backstretch. Goes down low here in turn 3. Harris makes a move here on the outside, and man. Oh, Walsifer just gets into him. Tough break for Walsifer. It almost looked like Walsifer was trying to side draft a little bit, but just hooked him instead. Either that or maybe thought he was clear, you know, and tried to get behind Harris, but...
Absolutely, and that's our third caution in that type of situation. We had 2 now on the front stretch where they get into each other. We had 1 in the back stretch. So very interesting situation, what's happening, what's unfolding. But now they're in the pits. They're going to get some fuel, come back out. That kind of changes everything late in this race. We only have a few more to go, 98 laps down. Brandon 6, if I'm looking at it correctly, is now going to come out first. Kenny Real, Honeycutt, and Brandon Bowie. He's in 4th, 27. Of Roger Pierce, he is now in 5th. A little bit of a mix-up up front there, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, listen, I mean, you come down pit road, definitely makes sense. Looks like Brandon 6, I bet, took 2 tires there on the right side if I were a betting man. And, I mean, yeah, right now, we're going to go green about 34 laps to go, which is about what the first stage was. So at this point, looks like these guys can definitely make it on fuel if stage 1 was any indication. So looks like that's going to be the case. 4 tires versus 2 tires. That'll be the storyline here.
Yeah, I know that field doesn't want to see 6 up front now, but he's going to have that clean air. He's probably going to jump away pretty quick and get that run, but don't count any of these guys out. Kenny's back there, DJ Honeycutt, Brandon Bowie, Roger Pierce. All those drivers can come out here and try to get this win. I love to see this storyline with Thomas Meeks and Matt Fleming, Devin Smirk in that 26-2, all in that top 10. Where are they going to finish here? Joseph Mealy still in 10th position. Can he make a move? as they are going to choose which line they're going to take, inside or outside. Steve, I still think that inside is going to be the choice where I want to be at. I don't think I want to be on that outside just yet.
I mean, I would agree with you, but hey, man, if a lot of drivers take the inside lane and I can sneak out a few spots right here on the outside because nobody wants it, I'm going for it. Right now, a lot of drivers on the inside. Look at that, John Wright.
Gonna gain some spots there.
All these drivers
on the inside.
Down low, look at this.
Unbelievable.
Anthony Williams, the first driver, takes the outside lane. He's going to gain a lot of spots right there by doing nothing, essentially. Great job by Anthony making the heads-up call. We'll see if that plays out for him.
Always love the choose line there. Really brings a different aspect to racing and a different aspect to this league. We're one of the few leagues that actually bring in your choose line. So it's really cool, really fun to watch these drivers be able to make that choice as the pace car is still out. But we're going to go back green in just a few. Brandon 6 up front. Kenny Real in second. Wright in the 04 in third. 1, 2, and 3. What is the end of this race going to look like, Steve?
Well, it's going to be crazy. We have 34 laps to go. I mean, 33 really at the line. So it's going to be basically stage one over again. You know, in my mind, I mean, these drivers went, 35 laps for that first stage. And right now we have that yellow that came out. So I think they're going to be good to go on fuel. They just took tires. Brandon 6 wasn't at the lead before this. So I'm guessing, again, just educated knowledge based on previous races. He took 2 tires to get to that lead. And right now he's up front. But watch out. There's a lot of drivers in this top 5 that are hungry for a win. Kenny Real, DJ Honeycutt, John Wright, Devin Smecker. A lot of guys right here who can definitely win, who have the speed, have the knowledge to do it. But can they do it? Can they finish it off? We're going to find out.
That's what's going to take. And we got confirmation. Jackson Anderson motor is blown. He is out for the day. He has parked it. But these guys on the track have not. Pace car's off. Brandon 6 is going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Kenny Real, his teammate in the 11. He's going to be on the outside. He drops down right behind Brandon as we're going into turn 1 and 2.
I think a lot of these guys maybe saw Brandon taking 2 tires and they probably think, you know what, I got to get to past him now, but I don't think that's the case. I think you beat Brandon 6 on the long run on those 4 tires. We'll find out what they decide to do here on lap 101.
Quite the move to only take 2 tires up front. Can these guys with fresh tires, all 4 tires, can they make this run? They're going to run out of time, though. 102 laps down. Only a few more to go. We got to go to the 134 mark here at Twin Ring. Nick Lights in that 51. He's jumped up quite a bit. He's in the top 10 now, up 13 spot. Subbing for Josh Larson. Can he make a late run in this race?
Great job, DJ Honeycutt trying to make a move here on the outside of Kenny Real. Can he do it?
Kenny Real still in second place. So consistent out today. He'd be super happy with that top 5. Second place finish. Can he get a win? Can he get past Brandon 6, his teammate? Matthew Fleming in the 8.8s jumped up a couple spots. Now he's sitting 7th.
Hey, Roger Pierce still managing to find his way to the front. Right now, currently P6. Don't count him out yet. 30 laps to go. He can still get there.
Roger Pierce might be playing that role where he wants to just hang out in the back, cool those tires off, save him so he can make a late run. He's been fast all day long. He's been all the way up to front.
Tell you what, Kenny Real here in P2. He's making it happen. He is right behind Brandon 6. Trying to track him down, or is he just trying to stay in his coattails? try and learn something maybe for the end of this race. Not sure either way, but DJ Honeycutt is also in P3. He is hungry.
You can see the two teammates there, Brandon and Kenny, running that inside lane and being really smooth with it. DJ Honeycutt doing the same. 15 coming out of the turn, got a little bit loose, but he kept it together as now he's going on the inside. Brandon Bowie in that 54, he's in fourth, making a run. Looking like we're on board with DJ Honeycutt, as he's going to go into turn 1 and 2. This is that long sweeping corner, as he's running kind of that outside, almost mid, that comes back down. Now he's going to get back on the throttle here.
I love him going into fourth gear right here. Really just makes that car turn a little bit. You'll burn some more tires on a longer run, but if you can do it right, it's fast.
Devin Smirker, too, in that 26, that Ford. He got past Brandon Bowie. He's now sitting in fourth position. Man, that all things go car is quick late in this race, Steve.
Hey, we weren't joking when we said, hey, watch out for him. He can definitely get back to the front. We saw the speed he had some issues earlier on, but right now, when it counts, he's up front.
He's in perfect position to be making this late run. Can he get a win out here today? Love that paint scheme, as we got a battle in the back. That's the number 55 of Thomas Meeks. Nick Lights in the 51 as well.
Man, right now, awesome effort by Flagship Motorsports. All locking down a top 10 right here, led by their team owner Matthew Fleming, but right here, Mealy, Meeks, and Nick Light subbing in for Josh Larson, all together under a blanket. Looking very, very good right now, very consistent.
Speaking of consistent, Joseph Mealy in that 39, that Chevy. He's been so consistent all day. He's been all the way from 9th to 10th, just hanging around. Can he make a late charge to get some positions? He's got to get past some teammates. He's got to go all the way up past Roger Pierce in that 27. See what he can do late in this race.
Great job, too, by Scott Casor in that number 7. Tell you what, he was right in the middle of that lap 3 incident. That big wreck out of turn 2. And right now, car looking pretty good. And P13 right now. So, hey, solid effort by him holding on to this deal. Looking great for a top 10 finish right here if he can get back to it. But great job.
Here's an interesting point to this right now, Steve, is Brandon Six is out front, but he's not really taking off like we've seen in the past. He's really right there in the mix. You got Honeycutt, you got Real, and you got the number 26. They're not too far off, so they can keep up this pace. It's going to be a battle to the end, and Brandon Six is really going to have to hold off these drivers. It's interesting to see, though. Is Brandon Six kind of holding back, saving some tires, or is he just not letting it all in line?
I mean, listen, we saw it last week. He took the 2-tire strategy at Iowa, and then right at the end of the race, Matt Fleming just caught him so quickly. So at this point, if you're DJ Honeycutt, if you're Devin Smirker, you really want to take it easy on the tires, but you also want to keep him in your sights. Because if you stay close enough to him, this is why I said earlier, long runs matter. If this race goes green rest of the way, I really get a feeling that Smirker or DJ Honeycutt are going to be one of the winners of this race. I just think, because Brandon Six on 2 tires can't keep it up for that long.
Yeah, Devin in that 26 has really just put himself in position to be right there to get this win. DJ Honeycutt, can he stay on the tail of Brandon Six? 24 laps to go. This race is coming to an end as we're taking a look at Jonathan Wright, too, in that 04. He's in 7th position. Another driver out here is Brandon Bowie. He started from the back. He's in 6th position, up 21 spots.
You get a good angle here of Jonathan Wright's line. A late apex right there. This is apex. Comes off the corner much straighter. And then a second ago, we saw 3 and 4. Diamonds 3 and 4 pretty well. We'll see if he does it again here. Riding on board.
Any of these drivers that are on 2 tires, it's really hard to get around these corners and make this car do what you want. If you're on 4 tires, it feels so much better coming through 3 and 4. 22 laps to go now. Brandon Six still up front.
right now, a great job. Some battles here. Robert Zong, Tyler Honeycutt. Big time. Thomas Smith's going to try and sneak into this as well. Not quite there just yet. Man.
Thomas Minks in 13th. He's dropped back just a few spots, but I think he's being patient. He's running his race. He's been all the way up there in that top 10 mark. Can he get back up there? I think he's got the speed today to do it. He's just got to get past Robert and Tyler Honeycutt, who's battling out in front.
Battling hard here, Emery. 20 laps to go almost. Man, but up front, DJ Honeycutt, Devin Smirker has caught DJ. What does he have for him right here?
$21 to go. Brandon 6 still up front, but not making the charge like he's done in the past. Now the number 15 is going to make a big charge on that outside. Can he keep the car together? DJ Honeycutt trying to make a pass through Brandon 6. Can he get there? Devin and the 26 is right behind. He's in third. Man, they're checking up big up front, Steve. 66 is really getting on the brakes to get in these corners so he can make that car turn and get out of the corner good. But 15 and Devin, they just got fresh tires. They're gaining a lot of speed on Brandon in the corners.
You got to be careful, though. Don't kill your tires right now, battling each other. Set that driver up. If you're Devin Smirker, set him up and then pass him. Cool the tires off and then make a run there for the lead. But right now, this is not how you want to catch Brandon 6. You got to get around him quickly. I believe we're hearing Brandon Bowie shutting down the engine there for some fuel strain. Let's see if we hear that again in turn 1. Yes, sir.
He's cutting it all the way off.
So fuel a concern for that 54 camp.
Now here's the concern. Are some of these drivers in the top 5, do they have enough fuel to make it all the way through? They've got the tires. They're driving like they got the fuel. We still got 18 laps to go before this race ends.
Tough to tell right now. I mean, obviously they seem comfortable because they're racing hard enough. So sounds like they might, Emery, but you're right. 17 laps to go here. Still a long time.
And this battle up front's fantastic to watch, but we got some guys in the back. One driver going into the pits. He's got to probably get some fuel. We're looking at the 04 of Jonathan Wright in that Ford. He's in 9th position. Ooh, touches the wall there, keeps it clean. He was right in front of Matt Fleming. Can he get past him?
Awesome job by Jonathan Wright. Getting back to the front. Thomas Meeks finally getting back around Scott Casorn. What does he have for him?
Yeah, Scott's still there trying to make that inside work. He's in that Budweiser Select car, that number 7. 55, seeing nothing but gold in his rearview mirror. Front, though, Kenny Reel. He's now in 5th. Still this mix-up here, Steve. This battle of the 4, trying to get to Brandon 6. I think they might be burning it up a little bit, Steve. I think they really are burning up their tires, trying to outrace each other. But now, number 15 of DJ Honeycutt drops into the pits. He's got to get fuel.
Big move right here. Maybe get those 2 tires. We'll see what he does. But Devin Smirker, he got around him too, and hey, he's right there. Half a second behind Brandon 6. I'll tell you what, if this thing goes green, I told you, Emery, watch out. He might get there. He's got the clean track now, got the clean air. Go hunt him down.
You're absolutely right. Fresh tires for 26 of that Ford. We're looking at the number 15 in the pits getting some tires. Does he only get 2?
He took all 4, Emery.
All 4 tires for him. He's going to come out and be fresh and ready to go. Losing a ton of spots as he's going to run out of time. 14 laps down when they cross. Brandon 6 still up front. Devin trying to make that charge in that all things black and white car, that number 26.
Six is up front leading, but for how long? Devin Smirker has already cut down his lead by 0.2. Look at this. This might be for the lead right here, potentially for the win.
Such a huge run by the 26 on Brandon Six in that corner. As they're going to pass, it's going to be 13 to go.
Brandon Six shutting it off. Smirker is not. So, hey, does Smirker feel better about his fuel situation? Tough to tell. But, man, right now he is trying to get to him.
If Devin has enough fuel, he should be able to track down Brandon Six. Brandon Six with old tires and having to shut down that car to save fuel. How long can he keep off Devin? We've got 13 to go here at Twin Ring, Motegi in Japan. This is shaping up to be a fantastic race. Can't wait to see what happens. Roger Pierce back there too. He's trying to make a run. Got another car going in the pits.
Bubba Song coming down pit road. Got to get that fuel, doing it early. Makes sense. Hey, if you get that caution, that might set you up. But right now, a lot is on the line today in Japan. Brandon Six still up front. Devin Smirker in that P2.
Absolutely. I like what Devin's doing. I don't think he's pushing the car too hard just yet. I think he's just waiting. He's tracking him down slowly. We can set him up for a pass. And he's not burning up those tires, and that's really smart for the position he's in right now. It'd be really easy to try to track down Brandon Six and overdrive that car. But he looks really smooth as it sits. Devin Smirker letting the race come to him. Can he do what it takes to try to get a win out here? As they cross, we've got 10 to go. Brandon Six is the one to beat. As he's going on the inside, Steve, can he make this work for him?
He's got to be careful. He can catch him. We know that he can catch him. It's just a matter of when you do it. To your point, you don't want to kill the tires. If he's confident in making it all the way on gas, which it sounds like he might be, then you just got to get around Six, and you got to time it right. You got to set him up for it. Right now, I mean, he was 0.2 back. Now he's 0.3 almost. He loses time when he mistimes it. 10 laps to go.
10 laps to go. Devin's got to do everything right to make it work for him. Back here in the back of the pack, we still got that battle with Matthew Fleming and Scott. Jonathan Wright in the 04 is now sitting in 7th. I'll tell you what, Matthew Fleming coming out here and having a really good race, putting together this top 10. Can he keep it running? He's sitting 8th, right in front of Scott.
Back up front, Smirker is catching him. Still has that lead, but man, Six is just got to hold on to those tires. Smirker falling back a little bit extra here. Tough right here. Kenny Reel, still a top 5 spot for him. Great job, Jonathan Wright, P7. Incredible job there by these guys, man.
Joseph Mealing at 39 as well. He's in 6th position. Been consistent all day. He's up 1 spot. Doing a fantastic job. Brandon Bowie, he was shutting it off early. He's still on the track. He's in 4th. 8 to go, Steve. 7 to go when they cross. This race is coming. We're getting to the end.
Yeah, you see it right here. I mean, Brandon Six out now by an 0.8 lead, so it looks like Brandon Six might have turned on the afterburners. He thinks he's good to go on fuel potentially, and he just set sail. So right now, that's what it takes. Smirker going to try and run him down still, but might not be enough at this point. Anthony Williams coming down pit road as well. Fuel is coming into play. Who will get these points? Who will get the win today from Japan?
Yeah, I think we'll start seeing some other drivers run out of fuel and have to go in late in this race to get fuel. We've only got 6 to go. That's going to be unfortunate for some of them. But right now, Brandon Six is still up front. No one can catch him. The gap is getting larger as now Devin's trying to track him.
Awesome run right now for Scott Casorn. P8 right now, and that number 7. Highest finishing position so far for him right now. Great effort. Jonathan Wright falling back a little bit. P9. Great run so far today here. But man, who can make it on fuel limit right now? We're seeing drivers duck down. Oh, Scott comes down pit road.
And if you did not time the fuel correctly, you're going to see yourself in the back of this pack as you got to go down and fuel up. Unfortunate for some of these drivers having a fantastic ride all day, having to go in and get some fuel in that car and have to come back out. 5 laps to go here in Japan, as we're still seeing that number 26 make a charge on the inside, still in second.
Joseph
Not
Mealy
too
coming
far off,
down.
Brennan. Joseph Mealy now, he was sitting all the way up in that 6th position. He's going to drop back.
It comes down to fuel Emery. Right now, Roger Pierce, we're seeing him. He's catching Devin as well, too, right now. 6 back out to a 2-second lead, so he had enough in the tank after he saved. Right now, he is setting sail. Devin Smirker going to be in trouble here. Roger Pierce going to try and pass him. 4 laps to go.
Roger Pierce is going to get the pass here, and I'm kind of worried about Roger. Devin's going to get the pass. I'm kind of worried about Roger Pierce. Does Devin have enough fuel in that 26? Is he going to have to come in? He looks like he's slowing down a ton now.
Jonathan Wright comes down pit road. Gives up a top 10 spot right there, but you're right. Devin was not holding off. He was pushing the entire way. Look at Brandon Bowie. Making a move here. 3 wide down to turn 3. With 3 laps to go.
By Brandon. Oh my, and the inside gets by both of them. Devin's going to drop back to 4th. Brandon Bowie's now in 3rd. Roger, can he stay in front of him? 2 laps to go. Brandon 6 up front still. This is going to be the battle for 2nd and 3rd position. Brandon Bowie on the outside, drops on the inside, is going to get past him again on the 27.
Devin Smirker falls way off right here. Not sure if he's saving fuel hardcore, but he is having some issues. Not a good end of the race for Devin Smirker. Up front, Brandon 6. See you later. He's gone with 2 laps to go. Brandon Bowie sneaks away, gets into that 2nd spot. Roger Pearson, P3. But Brandon 6 comes across the line. And the white flag, sponsored by Sim Motion, is here at Twin Ring Motegi.
I don't think anybody's going to catch that 66 up front. Going to get another win here for Season 5 under his belt. What a tremendous job by him. Unbelievable run early on in this season. Back here is going to be the battle, though. Brandon Bowie and Roger Pierce. Brandon Bowie looks like he's going to take 2nd spot. Brandon 6 coming across the line. He is going to get the win here at Twin Ring Motegi. Congratulations to Brandon 6. Dominated all race. Brandon Bowie in that 54. That Toyota was saving fuel. He gets 2nd position. And Roger Pierce in the 27. He's going to get a podium in 3rd in that Chevy. Congratulations to Roger Pierce.
Great job for the top
26 to
3.
Devin. Absolutely. Devin right there, too, in the 26. He's in that top 4. Fantastic job. We thought he was going to get that win. He finishes in 4th position, Steve.
Yes, sir. Just didn't have enough. Looks like it had to go into hardcore saving mode there at the end for Devin. Another heartbreak for Devin Smirker, but hey, that win is coming. Looking really good there. Matthew Fleming as well for P5. Brandon 6. This is familiar. Gonna burn them down here at Twin Ring. Burnouts in the Americas and burnouts across the country, across the world. Here he is.
Good looking Battle Beaver 66, that blue and black car. Part of the Bowie Esports team.
Looking good there, Emery. We'll come right back. We'll talk to our top 3 and our winner. Big thanks to our sponsors, Sim Motion today, for sponsoring the race. We'll come right back.
And we are back. We're looking at that 66 of Brandon 6, your winner there. Also, the number 27 of Roger Pierce. He got third in that extreme car. Big outing by him. All these top 5, all these top 10 drivers. Fantastic job. Steve, this was a race, man. This was a show. It was fun to watch here in the booth.
It sure was. Hey, it's always fun to go to a different track. Right now, we're going to go 1, 2, then 3 this time around. Brandon 6, let's bring him on air.
All right, Brandon 6, you got a copy.
I do. How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, 2 tires at the end. You held everybody off. It seemed like you were kind of holding back a little bit, saving some fuel possibly, and then just took off at the end of that race. You got the win. Congratulations. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, this was a kind of a wild race. It was ups and downs for sure, but fun overall. I think it was kind of interesting, kind of driving up through the field, experiencing that. It was very tight with the aero. I kind of had to be patient a little bit. But yeah, that last stage took the 2 tires. I wanted the clean air again because I knew I could dictate the pace of the race. And of course, we had that one caution with like 38 to go, I think, and we were kind of just right on the edge of our fuel window. But you had to save like a good chunk of the run. So I was just running a consistent pace out front that I could maintain and just fuel save, and I had just enough to. I was kind of having a little bit in reserve because I was expecting somebody to make a run at me who saved maybe a little bit more than I did, but luckily I didn't have to use that reserve. So overall, fun race. I'll definitely take it.
Absolutely. Well, you had to work for it, man. And late in this race, I saw you go 3 wide. You sent it in the middle, and man, it was a tight, it's a close call, but you made it work. You had to come through the pack. You had to go through the field to make this happen. Congratulations to you. Thank your sponsors before you get out of here. And again, congratulations.
Yeah, sure. I got to thank Battle Beaver, Bowie Esports, Steve for putting on this league, and obviously you guys for putting on this amazing broadcast.
Absolutely. That's Brandon 6, your winner here at Twin Ring Motiga. Congratulations. I believe we're going to get Brandon Bowie in here?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Brandon Bowie, your 2nd place winner. Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
How we doing, Brandon? You were started in the back. Kind of seemed like you were just letting the race come to you, and you made your way through the field, and you finished 2nd. What were your thoughts on this track?
I mean, this track is very, very unique. I'll say that. It reminds me of like a Gateway mixed with a little bit of a Darlington. Couple other egg tracks up there I can't think of right now, but it's just a mixed bag of a lot of things, you know. So for me, I didn't have much practice, so just kind of letting the race kind of come to me, understand, you know, where I'm braking, where I'm throttling up. So just trying to understand what I needed to do. You know, was important for me, and I didn't want to start up front and blow the corner or lock them up or spin or whatever. So, you know, starting in the back was important. Learned a lot. Came back through the field. Both stages just tried to grab some stage points. I didn't expect to get as high as I did, but unfortunately that the couple big wrecks that we had took out quite a few people. So I think that's kind of what led to that. Got the lead and messed up on pit road. So something that I gotta continue to work on. I feel like I do a Denny Hamlin pretty much every time when it's you know, whether it's speeding on pit road or it's not getting in my box right. It's always something. So you know, and then toward the end we pretty much all knew we had to save fuel. So once 6 got out front, I knew he was lights out. So it was just going to be a matter of whether I could get 2nd, and I got 2nd, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you take it. Congratulations for that 2nd place finish. It seemed like you really figured that car out halfway through the race, and you had a great finish here. Anybody you'd like to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, of course, got to thank the guys back at the shop, Bowie Esports. You know, we're trying to continue to expand and continue to help other drivers who are new to iRacing. So if you're new to iRacing and you're wanting to get a little bit of help or just trying to get up to speed a little bit faster, look us up either on social media or through this league. It's probably the other easiest way to do it. Gotta thank family, loved ones, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, and thanks Steve for putting on the league.
Absolutely. That's your number 54, Brandon Bowie, finishing second. Congratulations. We will see you next week. Next, we'll bring in the number 27, Roger Pierce. He finished third, had a fantastic outing today. We got Roger Pierce in here, Steve. I think we're going to bring him here in just a second. Roger, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Roger, hey, you had a fantastic day. You finished third, but you were right there in the mix, up there in the one position in that 27 Extreme car. What were your thoughts on the track? And overall, what were your thoughts?
Oh man, I ran some practice this weekend, and I came in here last night, and I just kept spinning it, and I said, all right, well, I guess we'll try tomorrow, and had a little bit better practice. But the track was very unique. I had a lot of different type of tracks in it, if that makes sense. Like, it was a lot of gateway, kind of like a homestead as well. It was unique. It was fun. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna run this well here, so it was definitely a treat.
Well, you got to feel pretty good about finishing third in that Extreme 27 car. Roger, is there anybody you want to thank before you get out of here? And again, congratulations.
Hey, man, thanks. Yeah, Extreme Sim Racing, go to extremesimracing.com. Use code WJM at checkout for a sweet discount. Of course, the Chrome Gooses squad, Daryl, Brantley, and Mark. We all work really hard over here, and, I mean, get the finishes, and Daryl shows up at the end. I mean, P8, so he was in the wreck earlier. MDI TV, Babs Body Shop, and Garza Law Firm.
Right on. Roger Pierce in that 27, finishing third, got a podium. Congratulations to him. We will see him next week. Steve, that's your top three. Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie, and Roger Pierce. What a fantastic finish. I cannot say enough about this track. I think these drivers really liked it, and it turned out to be something really different, which is fun for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's, you never know what can happen, right? When you go to a track that you're not really familiar with. A lot of these drivers, are familiar with the typical NASCAR-style tracks. And this is close to that when you think about, oval racing in general. But like Roger just said, it's a lot of different tracks in one, and it just took a lot of practice and kind of getting used to. I think a lot of our drivers figured that out second half of the race, how to drive this track, and produced a really good result. Minimal cautions, big track, big crowd. Love to see it, man. And hey, today I think proved to be a success here at Twin Rig Motegi. Love to see it. Brandon 6 coming out again, dominant fashion.
Yeah, Brandon 6 has always been the one to beat all season. Next week we go to Pocono. That's going to be a normal track for majority of these drivers. I think they have a feel for that one. But man, Japan. Twin Ring Motegi did not disappoint. Sim Motion 200. Big shout out to all our sponsors. Big shout out to everybody tuning in. We had big, huge follower and viewership at Race Day Live. We appreciate you guys being here. Man, this did not disappoint. We will be back. Steve, any last words before we get out of here?
I don't think so. Just a big thanks, obviously, to all the fans who are watching. Race Day Live fans, driver fans, league fans, whatever you might be. We appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit all the buttons. Hey, why not? Hey, we love you guys. Big thanks. Next week again, like Emery said, Pocono. Gonna be a lot of fun as we wind down. But today, Twin Rig Motegi proved to be a fun time. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. We love you.
Good night.